We've talked about debt so much, it is time to look at these numbers too. We can see the sharp increase of the global debt even in just the most recent years. To add more context, here is what this debt represents as share of global GDP. 356%. We have 3.5 times more debt than actual created value. Now, this debt bubble could be stopped, or at least be slowed down, if the central banks were to increase interest rates, making it more expensive to borrow, giving a breather to the entire system. But today, it's likely too late. The US Central Bank, the Fed, attempted this in 2018 because they believed the economy looked to have recovered from the global financial crisis of 2007.
10 years have now passed since the depths of the financial crisis. A painful part of our history that cost many Americans their jobs, their homes, and for some, their hopes and dreams. In addition to holding interest rates low to support the recovery, we have also taken many steps to make the financial system safer. I'm confident that the system today is stronger and in a far better position to support the financial needs of households and businesses through good times and bad.
They decide to increase these interest rates, and because of that, the entire market dropped. In the space of a couple weeks, Nasdaq and the S&P 500 dropped over 20% in just a couple weeks, only because the markets were reacting to these actions that were done by the central bank.
The Dow is moving back towards the lows of the day. All 30 Dow stocks are now in the red, and the Dow's gains for the year are gone. A distant memory. The S&P 500 has fallen into correction. That's a drop of 10% or more from recent highs. All sectors, and this is key, are in the red at this moment, and the Nasdaq is now at a 7-month low. Look at the CNN Business Fear and Greed Index. Yeah, I know you don't want to see it. We got to give it to you. It measures volatility, momentum, and demand for safe havens. It's pointing to extreme fear.
So as soon as it started dropping, the central bank came publicly and said, okay, we're going to stop this. We're going to go back to a normal level of interest rates. And from that moment on, by the end, in 2019, they started again lowering these interest rates, and they lowered them from all the way 2.5% to now 0.25%. According to a lot of finance books and what people study at university, the scenario we're in today with negative interest rates is impossible. Right? So what happens then? It's hard to say. No one really knows. We'll kind of have to find out, because anyway, central banks have no other option. The only thing they can do is print more money. In reality, the only thing that the central banks can do is print more money and cover for all this debt that is never being paid back. They will work with governments to continue increasing taxes, welfare spending, and devaluating currency. This isn't to say that these people are ill-intended. They use the tools that are available to them and have simply reached a point where their backs are against the wall and they're forced to abuse these tools.